Hello, folks. It's me. I'm Biggy. I'm back. Biggy, and I'm back. And this is the story part of the video. So there's going to be a story, and so you could watch the first bit, and then before I head into combat, I'm going to do a bit of lore, which means that I'm going to read the internet. It's a good Vonzer. Great performance, I must say. Yes, it's our finest yet. Hey, Dr. Koike. Yokosuka base wants these shipped right away. Yokosuka? Anything you can do to help? I call a cargo helicopter. It will deliver 2 new Vonzers for you now. Hi! Hey, Biggie. Impressive, as always. Yes, you adapted to new models quickly. Well, thanks. You did great too. You were under a tight deadline. Oh, it's a chance for us to be involved in the Japanese Defense Force. So receiving a part of the international defense budget would be great. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That Vonzer is an assault type. Isn't it too aggressive for a purely defensive army? Maybe they're gonna start a war, man. Oh, damn it, Ryogo. That would never happen. Japan would never start a war. Oh, it wouldn't be a front mission if nobody's starting some war. Ain't starting some wars. But at least on the surface, man. Oh, we'll be sending out forces more often. There have been more civil wars within the OCU since Alordesh. Alordesh is Fort Mission 2, I believe. And it's where Bangladesh is currently, where we are in our century. But like the time when we sent out our Wanzers teams a few years back, man. Back when we had no decent Wanzers and got wiped out. Well, we learned from that experience. But our military policy remains purely defensive. Yes, not like there'll ever be a war in Japan. Oh, foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. Wonderful. Anyways, we could talk to either Ryogo or Koike. Let's talk to Koike. I can't imagine a war in Japan. Well, lore. Hey, Ryogo, what are you doing here? I thought you were working in Yokosuka. What do you mean what I'm doing here? I'm here to deliver some construction bonzers. But there's a major construction project in Ocean City, so Ryogo's delivering the bonzers for it. Anyone can do that. Why you? Ah, that's not nice things to say to your buddy. The boss trusts me, dude. Yeah. You begged and pleaded, right? Hey, how did you know? Why don't you take your job more seriously? Like I said, Okinawa is a tourist city. Not a tourist, but a holiday destination. Like blue skies, blue seas, nature. I'm not listening. So now we could talk to either Ryogo or Koike. Yep. Biggy will accompany me to Yokosuka base for Vonza delivery. It'll be around midnight when the cargo is ready, so get some rest until then. Working late again, Biggy? Man, you workaholic. You have work to do, Ryogo. Take the Vonzers to the site. Alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Hey, come with me, man. Why should I? Well, because we're buddies. Come on, come to the residential construction zone with me, man. And here we are. This is the first big decision in the game. Because with this game, if you choose to go with him, it will take you on one story route. And if you don't go with him, it will be a completely different story route. Different characters, different gameplay, different storyline. Completely. So this is the biggest decision you could make in the game, actually. And you could have a choice of going with him or not. And I find that the storyline makes a lot more sense if you go with him. If you don't go with him, it gets a little bit convoluted for my taste. So I'm gonna go with him. Fine, I'll go. You're a good friend, buddy. Right. And we could actually talk to Ryogo a bit more. Well, let's get going, man. Koike, use the testing site anytime. I'm sure you're too tired now, though. And we could move to the construction zone or the Vonzer testing site. So the Vonzer testing site is the tutorial. We're not going to go there. We could go to the construction zone and move to the next bit of the story. But before that, like I said, this is a lore video. So if you want to watch some lore, and if you don't want to watch some lore, you could actually skip this point now. If you want to watch some lore, this is a lot of stuff to read. Because here we have the internet. We're just going to go through the entire internet for you guys' entertainment. This is the Tenmo system. So we're going to do some mail check. And as you can see, it's a little bit slow on the uptake, but here is the NCS system. Welcome to the Tenmo mail service. Read on, learn more about us. 1. You could use it anywhere in the world. It selects mailbox to read email and send mail, or send mail to send email. Each user has his or her name on the mailbox. When there's a new email, that will be assigned next to the name in the mailbox. The sender allows a reply. His or her address will automatically registered in send mail. You may also enter the address manually. You can also attach files to your email. Attached files are automatically opened and saved onto the desktop. What your provider says in the attachments, that is a very, very poor plan. If the files open automatically to put onto the desktop, that is a very, very poor plan. But you can check your mail often and reply the mail to you receive. Follow the proper netiquette and enjoy the cyber life. Well, Tenmo Network's summer service. Oh man, that's not good. You can't just open email and just have that happen. Anyways, let's have a look-see here at what we have for our desktop. Yeah, we have some graphics we could use for the background. We have that. We have this low orbit satellite system, that eye-gougingly epileptic thing. The wall, and the grain. I'm gonna choose no graphic. Actually, I'm gonna choose this one. You can change the brightness to make it as not very bright, and you could even set if it's gonna scroll or not. But the thing is, I'm not gonna have graphics. Keep things simple, and turn off the starting demo because we already saw it once. Who wants to see it lots of times, right? Okay, now we're gonna go to some forums. So the forum is basically a place where you could go and read on things in different places. We could first go into the Japan forum, and we could have to go to the government sites, corporation sites, and other sites. So let's go to the government site. What do we have? We have the NTJ. The NTJ stands for National Land and Traffic Agency of Japan. So you can see it up top with in Japanese, but there's a translation on the bottom saying there's topics and projects. So there are some topics of this month, which is the future of the public works in the Public Relations Center. We're asked Head of Development Takeda about the future of public works plan, criticized for recently poor management. Oh, that's not good. Why is the insufficient support for urban facilities? We're now in the process of improving efficiency in all services. Yay! Answer with a non-question, why don't you? Any plans for rural public works? We should change the paradigm of the urban and the rural, since the distance between cities has drastically shortened. Good contextual thing happening in Japan, but not answering the question. Future plans for public works? Well, we plan to follow Nagoya's example with the adoption of zoning to redesign the city. Okay. Well, that's the topics. And here are some projects. So major projects available. You can select any of these links. Yep. You can see Koriyama. In Koriyama is a city construction project where they're building a super skyscraper designed to single function, either commercial or residential. Oh, so they're building a huge skyscraper with no other place where you could go except for inside the building. So it's basically a one complete city within the building. So new construction methods solve the problem of supporting a floor space that measures 500 meters on each side. Wow, that's large. Construction is slated to finish 2210. Yep. Our government regards this project as a model planned city, showcasing improved efficiency and beginning of decentralization. Okay. We could press the download button. We could press render download, but we don't have a password for it. So unless we could get a password for it in the future, that's going to be nothing we could do for now. Anyways, here's Tokyo Bay development plan. Oh, the Tokyo Bay. What are they doing with Tokyo now? Plan focused on improving the transportation and expanding the commercial area surrounding Tokyo Bay. So the Shin Ogashima Bridge completion in 2113, linking the Yokohama and Haneda, the Triple Line automobile tunnel to completed in 2113, the Thrust Liner, new train line. These will all help ease congestion in the city. I would imagine congestion being an issue in Tokyo in 100 years from now. Well, new cities are also being developed along the new transportation corridors, which is the Sunfai Omori in the Ota Ward, and the Ichikawa Fine Town in Urayasu are just two. So these new cities will work towards improving the growth of their Japanese economy. Okay, lots of roads being built in Tokyo right now. I'm not sure if building roads is a way to actually improve things. So the Nagoya sewage treatment expansion. The construction of an underground sewage treatment plant in Nagoya was completed this year. Oh, they were referring to this earlier, weren't they? However, the unexpected rise in population has delayed the completion of the plant while it's expanded. Oh, that's not good. So expansion will include 3 processing facilities, 2 secondary processing facilities, purifying facility, and connecting to the current facilities. An increase in high-grade recycling will be achieved by the expansion of the underground facility below Shigusa Ward. So they're pretty much expanding everything, sewage treatment-wise, which I imagine we need to do in the future. Well, last but not least is here we are in Okinawa. That's where we are. So the Ocean City construction, which is an elevated passing sub-blocks of 32 to 45 for primary block 4 under construction, is completed in 2113. And the number 10 Sea Wharf expansion, housing Ichizawa Trading, Baraka Marine Transport, and Andaz Enterprises is under expansion. So we're still under expansion. The PB13 maintenance has construction in the power generator of primary block 13. So refer to the City Developers Corp's website, occcorporation.japan, for further details. And we have another website that we can actually look at. Oh, wonderful. Right. So let's head back. And we're done with this one website. There's a ton more, isn't it? Yep, there's a ton more. And we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This will give us kind of an insight of what happened in the last couple of years in Front Mission. So welcome to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we're devoted to a peaceful cooperation with other OCU nations. Oh, not with the world, huh? So the cultural diversity and historical backgrounds of each individual nation must be respected. The future is uncertain. It is difficult to foresee how the diplomatic environment surrounding us will change. We will do our best to build a society in which the diversity is accepted. So proceed to topics for updates. Danger overseas for traveling abroad, or current diplomatic conditions for an overview of diplomatic negotiations. Yep. Anyways, so let's see some topics. So our government is working to advance cooperation with the OCU forces, including dispatching the JDF in case of emergency. Currently, conflicts within the OCU make security very difficult to maintain, so we must give highest priority to diplomatic negotiations. Right. Violence in anti-government movements is rising, so calls for aid for the hardest-hitting areas and growing more desperate. So the stability of the OCU is basis for peace and development in our country. So we hope that our effort to contribute to a stronger OCU. We're preparing for a proposal for greater cooperation, so your opinions and comments are greatly appreciated. So where do we comment? There's no comment space. Okay. Right, so let's have a look at overseas danger. Well, the danger overseas thing is actually just a little bit of a background on the different areas we have, right? So we have the OCU, which is in the Philippines. The OCU now is a combination of Japan, Southeast Asia, and Australia, I believe. So here we go. You can see where the little map is. Yeah, Thailand's in part of the OCU, I think. So the political unrest in the Philippines has led to a decline in public safety. Yep, so the rebels, led by President Bamam, becoming more active. Vice President Bamam. Bamam's not a very Filipino name, but anyways, we advise against travel to around the cities of Panay due to recent rebel activity, and there has also been a rise in terrorist attacks in Manila and major cities. Oh no. Okay, so the OCU, there's a lot of terrorism going on. I think one of the storylines actually covers that. But now, it appears that the order in the DHZ is relatively stable. And the DHZ stands for the People Republic of Dahanzhong. Dahanzhong. And it's a nice name, actually. Well, nice, quote-unquote. Da means big. Han, the Great Han. So, it's talking about it's a reference to the 3 kingdoms. Yep. So, Handong is the Han, the Great Han dynasty. So, it's a reference to a very, very, very old period. China, glory days. People are fighting lots of strategies and strategists very famous people: Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, all those people in the Three Kingdoms in the Han Dynasty. Actually, if I was being more pedantic, no, I have no time. We need to actually go through. Okay, it appears that the public disorder of the Dahanzhong is relatively stable. The crime rate remains low. However, there are unconfirmed reports of rebel activity by the Hualian rebels in the Guangzhou and Fujian prefectures. While there have been no reports of rebel attacks on the foreigners, please be aware of the danger. Yep. So some rebellions going in the Philippines, rebellion going in Dahanzhong, some Southwest Africa. Are we going to Africa sometime soon? I can't remember in this game, but the public safety in Southwest Africa is extremely poor. Robberies and murders, and many of the crimes targets foreigners. So please use extreme caution if you must travel to the area for business. In addition, there are reports of malaria outbreaks in some regions. Malaria is still an issue in 2011-13. Please take all possible precautionary measures before traveling. And here's the Republic of Zaftra. So, Russia. The government of Zaftra reports that the terrorist activities within the country are now under complete control. We are lifting travel restrictions to Zaftra in response to announcement. However, please avoid traveling to the country unless it is absolutely necessary. Oh. I didn't understand any of... Okay, avoid, yeah. Shouldn't go into Russia. And here's the People's Republic of Bangladesh. You can see that. That's where Bangladesh is. A news source reporting that a group of rebels dissatisfied with all the Dutch's new regime has commenced anti-government activities. Oh no, here we go again. So we conducted an investigation into the matter, but we were unable to confirm the report. Therefore, we deem the country safe for travel. However, please keep your belongings safe from pickpockets in the area. Okay. So we are done here. And let's head back. And let's look at the state of diplomacy. So let's see how Japan is doing with different types of different places. So here's part we call the OCU financial aid. So our government, so Japanese government, is preparing an economic aid package to the OCU countries suffering from poor economic growth. So while the international aid budget for 2011-15 fiscal year was reduced by 13%, we're trying to our best to provide as much aid as possible under the current situation. So the details of this economic support will be determined at the upcoming OCU Economic Cooperative Talk in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is still part of the OCU. But the situation now in Philippines is anti-government activities continuing on the OCU Philippines. The capital and manpower wasted in such disputes would be better spent improving the region's economy. So our government supports the Philippine President Lacan's statement. We will not ask for help from the OCU as the problem is the domestic one. However, it is clear that the continued rebel activities in the Philippines will further deteriorate the economic situation. To all countries' economic loss. So our government declares that we are ready to aid in peace negotiations. Yeah, peace my eye. Okay, dealing with Dahanzhong. Oh, here we go. Japan and the GHD have built an amicable relationship over the years. Through respect of one another's cultures, maintaining a relationship with the two countries is a fundamental for peace and prosperity. It is very important for Japan and the Dahanzhong to continue cooperations in international matters. And history shows that cooperative efforts help to bring prosperity to both countries. This is a very kind of like opinionated, positional thing you have to about saying. So we are resolved to strengthen our current relationship with the Dahanzhong. So meaning things are shit. That's it. Oh, pardon my language. There goes my monetization. Wonderful. So while the relationship between our country and the USN remains unfavorable, good relationships are necessary for stability in the Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim! Hey, maybe they got the name from this game, huh? I don't know. Maybe. But therefore, we are working for the OCU for the ease of tensions that exist with the USN. The measures include traveling by USN goodwill missions, or research groups, and civilian cultural exchanges. I don't think that's going to help. It is also important for Japan and the USN to cooperate in spreading prosperity worldwide. Our diplomatic policy is to continue working towards a better relationship with the USN for the peace and prosperity of the world. Oh man, so much caca. Okay, so Foreign Minister Kita is in the Philippines meeting with President Lacan. Oh, that's not a good idea. To discover cooperative measures to deal with anti-government rebels. A goodwill visit but to the USN expected within a year. So Ambassador Anzai is willing to meet with the DHN Foreign Minister Wang for economic cooperation talks. Okay. So they're doing some things, but this is what's called icing on a mud pie. This month's spot, Germany. Reports by Secretary Yamashita here in Germany says the rumor of a strange monster named Polvedinger. According to legend, it is a hare with horns and sharp fangs that understands human language. The beast was spotted recently around Schwarzwald. Is it a hoax? Or could it be a genetically engineered monster? Doo-doo. Okay. We are certainly interested in following up with the story, but it might be left untouched. Hey, the data can be downloaded for using a desktop wallpaper. Yay! Desktop wallpapers. Okay, some bulletins. Hey, message boards, huh? So let's have a look. So something on the message board. I'm traveling from Singapore to Thailand, then to Vietnam. Will I need a visa for each country or just the first? For stays in less than 6 months, you don't need a visa for travel within the OCU. However, this may vary by country. Thanks for your reply, so I don't need a visa within the OCU region. Maybe I'll include Alordesh in my trip too. By Kenichi Koide in Kyoto. Well, to be fair, now, if excluding Japan, right now in the ASEAN community, we're pretty much visa free too. Yeah. Nope. And what do we have? We have to go back. Yep. Is there anything else? That's pretty much it for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ooh. Okay, we are done with one thing. Done with the Japanese government organizations now. But now we could go to some corporations. Nope, not government. Corporations. So we have a JBN and OCC. So the Ocean City Corporation. You could have a look here. This is where we are right now in our location. Okay. So technical management. You can have a look see here. The engineering center is managed by the main corporations of Ocean City, which is Kirishima Industries, Tohoku Construction, and Harata Company. They're in charge of maintaining the facilities in the Ocean City and running PR activities. And there are some areas under construction. So we have primarily Block 10 in the harbor region, which is adjacent to primarily Block PB11, housing Ishizawa Trading, Bakata Marine Transport, Anda Enterprises. I think this is what they mentioned earlier in the construction on the other page. So 30 acres in the current area. So please move all cargo to Wharf B while Wharf C is shut down for construction. And we have the primarily Block 4. So a lot of construction going on. So an elevated highway on the Ocean Route 43, which passes over sub-blocks to the 45 primary block 4, will be completed in 2113. Okay, the opening of the... I've been saying 2011-13. Well, the opening of Ocean Route 43 will make your commuting easier. So we ask for residents to be patient during construction. I think we're heading there next, actually. Yeah, physically. So here's primary block 13, with the maintenance works being done on the power generators under the primary block. So there will be no disruption of power as additional power will be supplied from an adjacent primary block. So please watch out for large vehicles near the underground entrance. Large placement parts will be transported by submarines. Wow, that's so cool. So how some harbors may be closed after midnight for this construction. So they're transporting parts by submarine rather than boat. That is so cool. And we are on to 23-minute mark. Let's see if we can finish this all the lore in half an hour. That would be great. Okay, we're here before. And the information. Hopefully there's not a lot to read. Oh man, okay. So Ocean City is a complex of 13 honeycomb structures, which is 800 meters in length, called primary blocks. Each primary block was constructed in 9 different areas of Japan and moved in the way to use the built-in power unit. So, they basically, each part of Japan built different blocks and added them together. So kind of like, like, I can't remember what the name is, but okay, one district, one product kind of thing. So the harbor and upper squares were constructed to make Ocean City complete. That's a cool concept, but it's a little bit too much lore unless this becomes useful later. So There are 9 areas in Kyushu, Chugoku, Tokai. More effective to build them simultaneously in separate areas. Yeah, fair enough. So each primary block, which measures over 800 meters in length, is larger than a tanker. Construction took 5 years, to self-transportation half a year. Oh, self-transports, that's so cool. And the facility construction for 3 years. And the 4 cruise motors are now used as power generators. See, that's proper recycling, guys. So they use the units that use it for travel and now recycled as power generators. That's amazing. Okay, anyways, so Lupin. Oh, damn it. No password. So we have some residential zones where people go and residential rest. Anyways, so Ocean City facilities has 2/3 of Ocean City used by civilians, so each block houses are an administrative, corporate, commercial, and residential area. Also, oh, traffic's gonna be bad. So each residential area is provided with schools, hospitals, and public services to ensure the same standard of living as the mainland. That's gonna be bad for traffic if you're not gonna do a proper housing district and have one unit be residential, one unit be. Anyways, the commercial areas offers a shopping mall, a stadium, and an amusement park. Numerous office buildings. Okay, so there's an amusement park. I did my geography. If you don't put people in the proper places, the commute is going to be nightmarish. So the Ocean City JDF facilities occupies 1/3 of the Ocean City. So pretty much 1/3 is a military base. So come on, it's a military base. 1/3 of the island's a military base. 8,000 members of the Navy. Base itself is small compared to mainland bases, but it effectively managed having a barracks, training facility, administrative facility, and heliport. Yeah. So if you're gonna be honest about it, it's pretty much just a military facility, isn't it? On an island. If 1/3 of it's owned by the military. Okay, we're done with the OCC. Oh no. Well, Japanese Broadcasting News Network. Okay. Looking through. Come on, let me be able to finish this within half an hour, please. Okay. Network news. Okay, let's have a look at the news in Japan. So, the tension between the OCU and the USN stems from a suspected USN arms supply to the rebels in the Philippines. Oh! Oh! So the USN is making a proxy war with the Japan. Okay. So according to Vice Minister Yamazaki, Japan will set up talks with the USN to relax some of the tension. So Yamazaki plans to visit the USN early next week to prepare the talks. Yamazaki hopes Japan could be a channel for OCU nations to express concerns. Buried treasure? The rich bum's treasure legend is known in Tokyo. A source inside a major construction company revealed that the company actually found the treasure and hid it. The company denies that allegation, and authorities are investigating the matter. Right, within the OCU. While in Australia, Parliament Vice Minister Kaga met with OCU Congressman Razami. Although the details of the meeting were not released, the government sources revealed that the meeting of the pre-session before the OCU Economic Cooperation talks begin. The main agenda for the talks will be financial aid for OCU Southeast Asian countries, currently suffering from serious inflation. That's not good news for me. It's likely that Japan and Australia will be asked to provide financial aid, so it is believed that the pre-session was to decide the amount of financial aid that will be made available. So OCU is more like a network of countries, network of nations rather than a one unified country. Judging from Congressman Razmi's good spirits after the meeting, the negotiations with Japan must have been quite successful. Don't take people's feelings as a good indicator of what's going on. But anyway, in Moscow, the Zavta Republic and the Ravnui Republic, both former CIS nations with history of conflict, have closed an economic cooperation treaty. Yikes. I think Ravnui is Germany. But the treaty was signed at the Zavtra Prime Minister residence, so the Minister of Zavtra and Ambassador General from Ravnui attended the signing. After years of conflict, these two nations have suffered economic collapse. The immediate goal is to reconstructing the economic systems, so economists from both countries are welcoming the treaty. The treaty includes the exchange of technology and should bolster industrial manufacturing for the former CIS countries are wedged between the EC and the OCU. So this treaty stabilizes the nation's economies. The former CIS members may consider joining. Okay. CIS, I'm not sure because I'm not really high on the lore, but let's see if there's any kind of graphics we could actually download. Oh dear. This is pictures for the various centuries, isn't it? So this is a formal unification. So this is the EC in the year 2005. So for the founding of the EC, the unification of all Europe. So EU. Oh, this game was created after. Yeah. Oh man. Oh well. So Brexit is still a thing, isn't it? So they unified the currency. Oh nope. Globalized economy give the EU much. EC. Pardon me. Much influence in the world affairs. Okay. So the US they established the USN. So the continents of North and South America were unified into the USN this year. Oh, will that happen? With Mexico building a wall for Mexico? So, let's not get political. But anyways, many nations face economic collapse. Oh, that's not good. But had no choice but to join the union. So, union by attrition, I guess. It is also true that the nation's economic state were attributed to the holding of the aid of two of the North American nations. So, here's some Washington, D.C. stuff. Zavta Republic and the PMO. So while the many nations of the world formed the unions, the former Russian state did the same. So the Russian Republic changed its name to the Zavtra Republic. The Zavtra contributed to the establishment of the Peace Maintenance Organization with the PMO, which is play on PFO, I think, which was revealed to be at the front to maintain Zavtra's power. So let's head on to the next bit. Lots of stuff going on. So we created the OCU, established by adding Japan and Australia to the formerly Bangkok Economic Bloc of Southeast Asian countries. Hey, Bangkok! So basically ASEAN added with Australia and Japan. Yeah. The EC and the USN wanted to maintain economic control in the region, but tried to block OCU establishment. I could imagine why. Yeah. Where's India and all this though? So the 2029 is the Bonzers gets created. The first Bonzers built the standardized specifications called MULS, M-U-L-S, was completed this year. MULS are designed to allow fully interchangeable body parts. So MULS will contribute to reducing Wanzer costs, and Wanzers become the main military weapon following an independence war in Africa. I think this was what happened in one of the front missions, but this is the first Huffman War. I think this is the first front mission. Front mission 1. So Huffman Island suddenly appeared as a result of volcanic activity on the OCU and the USN border in 1995. Yikes. So basically a new Hawaii. Oh, this is Pearl Harbor all over again, isn't it? So originally under the United Nations control, and despite that, the island's natural resources led it to a war between the United States and the OCU. And after PMO negotiations, the island was declared neutral territory. Okay. More history. Yay! More history. So we had the Futai Tunnel, started in 2061, pardon me, and took 18 years to complete and connects Taiwan to the mainland. Oh wow. This tunnel is the world's longest at 224 kilometers. Damn it. There's a rail and road access and windows to allow views of the sea. Oh man. We're gonna go into the Futai Tunnel sometime in the game, didn't it? Anyways, there's the second Huffman War, which is the incident between OCU and USN troops on Huffman Island at the USN munitions factory caused by the second Huffman War. And the use of the human brain as a computer caused the dispute. The project was jointly controlled by the US OCU and USN militaries and Sakata Industries. Yeah. The Sakata Industries later merged as Iguchi Company of the Republic of Zatra and was also reported to have been involved. Almost done, guys. This is beyond half an hour, but I promise this is almost done. Okay, we completed the Ocean City in 2095. The Ocean City was completed in 2095 at the south end of Okinawa's main island. It was originally planned to solve the military base problem, and after the OCU was established, the plan was changed to include port facilities, and construction began. So next, keep going. And we're almost there. Alors, this is coup de Qatar. This is front mission 2. A coup recorded to the Republic Bangladesh in 2102, and Bangladesh joined the OCU in 2094. But their stagnant economy did not improve, so the military started the coup for the independence, claiming the OCU was exploiting the country's resources. And then the People's Republic of Dahanzhong gets created. Ji Bo Liao became the head of state after the death of Chairman Bai. Chairman Ji is promoting the country's policies and changed its name as well. In exchange from previous free market policies, all industries were nationalized to create a national corporation. That is not good. Actually, this is happening now in China, isn't it? That's not a very good place for China to be now. Okay, let's go back to the top. Okay, so here's some editorial office things. So here's some bulletin boards from Robinson. Title: Info worth $500,000. I've got important info on the runaway Wanza in Tokyo with move tips and destination. Want? From sysadmin. Offer accepted. Thank you for your cooperation. Compensation depends on the content. Okay. So special investigations team. We don't have a password. Bye bye. So here's another place where we could get a password for. So we have JBNN, and we also have a password for all of these maps in the government links. And okay, last but not least is the Tohoku University. Tohoku is where our sister is at. Anyways, but here's the mission statement. Okay, in these troubled times, we must educate to send the finest quality citizens into the world. We hope our graduates will go on to make global contributions. Our education philosophy is to instill a sense of responsibility, individuality, and global awareness in each student. We provide the students with a diverse environment where they can each form a unique sense of identity. So our teachers and students are devoted to keeping the campus a high-quality learning environment. Yep, more corporate bullcaca. Founded in 1192. Oh, that's a... I think this is probably a play on Todai University. It's happening in Japan right now. So anyways, we have more than 30,000 full-time students and 3,000 full-time teaching staff with 12 departments, 10 fields, 10 graduate research departments. We also feature medical school, comprehensive medical facilities. So prepare the approaches section for information to our departments, research facilities, tuition, campus, events, current and still by. Important notice, the mechanical engineering department lab has been refurbished. It now features state-of-the-art equipment. Currently, the engineering lab is linked to the medical research facilities. And okay. So we have a database of stuff. Oh, nope. No data code. Okay, so let's head back. Okay, so some school statistics that we could actually look at the database of. That we don't have that. We don't have elite hacker skills to find the password yet. So a message from the student council, Naoya Hoyoshi, a junior in economics, has been selected as this year's council president. A junior? Oh, congrats. Well, with the teachers union, the raise of 2% has been approved. Yes! 2%! 2%! We don't have a strike! Okay. So festival staff. Messages for the school festival staff of one. The Darkness concert. I believe in the thing called love. They're still alive after 200 years. There's still a thing to love. Concert was cancelled. Oh, man. Oh, they broke up because they were... Okay. But anyways, Little Glay will be performing instead. Now, message from the school festival staff to number 2. So refreshment stands will be managed as in the past. It's noted that the sales of corn dogs is not allowed. No corn dogs? No corn dogs? Oh, criminal. The message from the school festival staff number 3. Miss Tohoku University pageant is now happening now. We have university pageants. Catch your votes here on the website. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look at Miss Tohoku. So we have Miss Megumi Nogami, sophomore education department. Mami Shindo, the freshman in the architecture department. We have Kajine Mitsuzaki, freshman in the architectural department. We have a sophomore, Hodaka Mikifune, in the international law department. And we have the freshman of Alisa Atsushi. What's her surname? That's her sister. Vote for our sister? I feel weird. I feel weirdly weirded out. Anyways, so let's head back. And I think, what's new? Campus. Last bit of our university carries a long history of academic excellence. Our central library contains an extensive collection. Our holdings can be accessed through the net of convenience reading for convenience reading at home. Students enjoy our creative, social, and interest clubs, as well as the student government and intramural sports. We support students with our unique scholarship program, which includes students' leadership, aid, and work study. We also support low-rent dormitories, apartments, and boarding houses. Those interested should stop by the Youth Student Affairs. Oh, God, I think that's it. Oh, man. Okay, enough lore for now, but we have some places we could actually hack into. Okay, so nothing at the Tohoku. Yep. And that's it for the government corporations. That's it. Oh, let's exit. Oh, man. Okay. So let's check the email one more time, see if anything's popped out for us to mail. But I don't think there is. Nope. And that's pretty much done. Yep. So, ugh. So this is 40 minutes of lore worth. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Because I certainly, quote unquote, did. Okay, anyways, see you guys in a bit.